I've got the guest mic, which is like the cool mic. Now, you know when you go over to someone's house when you're a kid to play like PlayStation games or whatever, and they give you the crappy Mad Catz controller that's like all at weird angles and it's got like one permanently stuck analog stick and all the buttons are weird. That's what this microphone is.
And that's the opening of the Christmas special of the My Generation podcast.
Got it.
Welcome back. This is the first episode we filmed, and I've brought with me today returning podcast guest who is very happy to be here. It's Daniel Inwood. He's usually on every 13 episodes, but we've now got him on for the Christmas special. How are you doing today, Dan?
I'm very good. Why is it 13? Oh, because it's half a year.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's a quarter of a year.
Quarterly.
It's the quarterly Dan update.
And how are you doing in between quarterlies?
Pretty great. I'm trying to work out, what time is it today? Like, what date is it today?
It's the...
It's
Christmas Day.
It's actually Christmas today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Merry Christmas to all those listening along today and watching for the first time. We're going to be talking all things festivities today, aren't we, Dan?
Absolutely. He hasn't told me what we're discussing.
So, Dan, first question really, just what are your plans for Christmas and what are you going to be up to?
Okay, get up early because it's Christmas and I'll be excitable. Cook breakfast. Do that first. Probably while Paige is asleep. I don't know what breakfast is going to be. I'm sure there'll be a request. No, yeah, I'll cook breakfast. Then we'll open presents. Bear in mind, there's like a 3-stage present process that Paige has introduced me to. There's like Christmas Eve presents that come in a box that's like pyjamas and stuff. Then there's a Christmas stocking, which is small things. And then there's also presents under the tree.
Okay.
So there's like a whole process to go through.
Wow. And is there like a full agenda that she'll give you?
I'm waiting for the moment where she pulls out the schedule for Christmas, yeah.
And so is it both families coming together for Christmas, or...?
Both of us are going to our respective families for Christmas Day. So we're going to spend the morning together, and then we're going to go off and see our families for sort of Christmas dinner on the day.
Lovely. And
which is today.
Yeah, that is today, listeners.
That's what I'm doing later today.
We're not pre-recording this one. So, any plans for Boxing Day as well?
Okay, I think that might be mine and Paige's like Christmas just with each other sort of thing.
That's
like
nice.
The backup Christmas. No, the better Christmas. There you go. Christmas Prime.
Yeah.
Not sponsored by Amazon, but it will be just the two of us doing whatever the hell we want, I think, on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Leftovers. And probably I like going out somewhere on Christmas wherever possible. I like going to the beach and like running through the water and stuff like that. That appeals to me.
Yeah, I find it interesting as to people's plans for Christmas, because some people are more stay-at-home. I'm kind of a stay-at-home person over Christmas, so you're a get-out and go. I
prefer to get out, and just like do something that makes it a bit more special.
Yeah, so where did you go last year for Christmas?
Don't ask me questions like that. I don't remember what I did yesterday. Yeah. Okay, last year for Christmas, what did I do last year for Christmas?
He's not come prepared, guys, this time.
I looked at the camera because I know today's Christmas Day, and I'm like, I have the picture of them doing stuff with Paige, and I'm like, hey, Paige, what am I doing? Tomorrow? I think tomorrow we're actually going to Paige's family.
Yeah.
And maybe have a little fire. That might be nice, actually. Like, wrap up warm, make a little fire, chuck some baked potatoes in it, cook some marshmallows. It'll be nice. It'll be nice sort of in the twilight times.
Yeah. And to you, what does Christmas mean?
Family.
Also, Dan, on Instagram... I'm going to get my phone up for this.
Yep. No, you asked me what Christmas means to me, and we're moving straight onto the social media. Let's go.
Yeah, I asked some questions of the people as to what they'd like us to talk about on the podcast.
I saw this, yes, and I didn't answer.
No, because
which is a shame, because I could have shaped what you're going to ask me.
Yeah, you would have been able to know the questions in advance. But the first question from Lewis Kennedy was, what's the perfect Christmas meal?
Well, on Christmas Day?
Yeah,
which is
the
today.
Perfect dinner, yes.
Today, that is Christmas Day.
Today, that is Christmas.
Christmas dinner is roast turkey. Obviously, stuffings, Yorkshire puddings, stuffing, Yorkshire puddings, pigs in blankets, parsnips, roast potatoes, whatever other vegetables. Don't care. Whatever suits you.
All of them.
It's got to be parsnips.
Really?
I love parsnips.
Oh, I grew out of parsnips.
Did you?
Yeah.
When was that? You were 20 years old, so what part of your life did you devote to growing out of something?
I was a massive fan of parsnips up until I was about 11.
Okay.
And then I lost all that love.
Okay. No, a nicely roasted parsnip is pretty damn great. And then, what other vegetables people like? Whatever seasonal, whatever you've got, whatever that's fresh. Yeah, delicious. And then Christmas pudding afterwards, preferably clotted cream. I'm a clotted cream man. I know some people do it differently, custard, brandy sauce, whatever. But no, I'm clotted cream, proper traditional Christmas pudding.
And do you tend to do the cooking on Christmas?
No, although now I live on my own, I'll be doing much more of it this year. So me and Paige will probably be working together.
Yeah.
On our Boxing Day sort of mini Christmas part 2. And I'm looking forward to that. That'll be really nice.
Yeah, it's a bit different because then you've got sort of different stages to it. What do you tend to do for the morning though? Because I mean, Christmas dinners are quite traditional, but what people have for breakfast in the morning is a little bit different.
I have a request this year for a bacon sandwich from Paige,
Okay.
which is fair enough. I don't know what I'd say because like the way I like to do it is get up at like 5 in the morning to open presents.
That's why a bacon sandwich. That's the question.
That's what I've been asked to produce, and so I will.
Yeah.
Because it's Christmas.
You see, what me and my sister do every Christmas morning is like, for my parents tried to get us to eat healthy.
Okay.
So
On
what
Christmas?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, just in general, you know.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So-
No, that's
so
fair enough. Okay.
So growing up, I used to have every Christmas, my mum put a satsuma into the stocking for both me and my sister.
Well, that's traditional.
Yeah, every single time in the stocking, wake up in the morning, satsuma. But me and my sister would not eat the satsumas. What would happen is my sister would come into my room at about 6 in the morning, and we'd play dodgeball with satsumas for about an hour.
Pretty great.
Every single Christmas morning, and we still keep that up now because we started doing it when we were like 8, and then we thought, well, this is a great tradition.
Yeah.
And so our rooms are often covered in satsuma.
Do you think one day you'll upgrade to Nerf guns?
I mean, my dad bought me a Nerf gun for Christmas last year, and
Good present.
for the next 7 days, that didn't go well for anyone except me, which it was pretty great for. Have you got any sort of odd Christmas traditions? Or not odd, maybe just ones that people don't necessarily associate?
I wish I had, but like we're...
Hello, and on camera today we've got Alex Durham, and that's a perfect cue to bring attention to our beautiful camera team. We've got we're going to be putting Alex's links in the description as she falls over the lighting rig behind us.
This is Alex providing camera work and background noise.
This is Alex. If you want high quality film work done, her links are all down there. She may or may not trip over your lighting rig.
Yep. You can normally edit around her.
Yeah, so this bit will definitely be making it in. Back to Dan. Next question on social media. We've got 3 to go.
No, you asked me a question. Do I have any weird Christmas traditions?
Yes, you didn't answer that.
No, because like where I'm always with family at Christmas.
Yes.
Weird traditions don't tend to survive like mass polling of 8 people.
Yeah.
So it is nice that we do whatever is, whatever the group feels happiest about, and it's normally sitting around telling stories until 2 in the morning while drinking, which is great.
And so is it quite a big family Christmas then?
It can be. Mostly it's my mother's side, and we'll hang around at one of the various houses and eat leftovers and drink until it's late. And do you fully enjoy it?
Do you tend to switch locations as well? Is it sometimes in one place, then next year it'll be different?
Yeah, it can cycle. It can cycle around different places, and bit of variety to it. So it's really nice.
Nice. And I can see you're wearing a lovely Christmas cardigan today.
Absolutely. It's £18. It's pretty good though. It's fetching. I like it.
It's rather fashionable. Do you have like a Christmas T-shirt on underneath?
No, I don't actually. No, it's a plain black T-shirt.
Ah, that would be a real shame if it was actually a Christmas T-shirt.
It really would.
And my Christmas jumper was last year from the YouTuber Hello Greedo.
Yes, I remember.
A Star Wars
forever in our hearts.
Star Wars YouTuber made a merch line, and this was one of his seasonal. I'm not even editing this one. Ooh.
Who's editing this one?
Our camera operator. Did
sorry.
I mention Alex? Yeah.
Right.
She's editing this one. I'm actually in tears, Dan.
Why are you in tears?
That was incredible. Moving back to the social media.
All of this is making it in.
We're going to be going to Abby, who posted 2 questions. The first was, are Christmas crackers bad or not? Apparently, it's a big topic.
Is it?
Apparently, according to Abby.
Okay, no, Christmas crackers are pretty great, except for the stuff that you get from the crackers. The jokes are terrible, but that's fine.
What's your favourite Christmas cracker joke?
I just said they're terrible. I don't know. I don't have any sort of loaded in. I'm sure you've got loads. You've got that look in your eye like you've got several lined up ready to go.
Now, mine are mainly just those kind of standard dad jokes.
Please.
Well, why do Norwegians put barcodes on the side of their ships?
So they can Scandinavian.
Dan's had that one before. So you think they're a good thing, crackers?
Yeah, no, I love them. They had a nice little bit of fun. Everyone gets to complain at people who won't wear paper hats, and it brings people together.
Are you
All the complaining.
Are you a paper hat person?
Oh yeah. I'll try and fit a paper hat around my giant head, with varying degrees of success. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a haircut right now, so I look forward to jamming one on my head later.
Yeah.
Today and trying to
on
actually
Christmas
get it to stay.
Day, which is when this episode
on
comes out.
Christmas Day, which it is now.
We're not pre-recording this at all. It is currently Christmas. Correct?
We're live.
Live, loud and proud.
Loud.
Yeah, loud. In the
Loud
Canterbury
and shameful.
in the Canterbury Christchurch University studio. So big thank you to Canterbury Christchurch for letting us use the studio to record this year's Christmas special.
Yeah.
The first Christmas special of the My Generation podcast.
So far.
Many
more to come.
Yeah, many more to come. As
Sponsored by Highland
we're
Spring.
not sponsored at all yet.
I understand that in this shiny new video format of the My Generation podcast, it's much more difficult for you to chop and change what I'm saying so that I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be very silky smooth. Thanks to Alex Durham Freelance Video. Do you enjoy the process of giving presents?
I like giving presents.
Yeah.
And seeing the person being very happy with the gift. Absolutely, That's great. When a person's got it in their hands and they're about to unwrap it, it's like, oh, God. I've made huge mistakes in all of the presents I've bought.
What do you mean? So, like,
do you not get that?
No,
When the person's
I love
like
it.
holding the thing,
I can't wait
and they're
for them
about
to
to
open
unwrap it, and I'm like, this could go either way, actually.
Oh, I can't wait for them to
Maybe
open.
that's because I'm terrible at buying presents.
No, I don't think. I think because you've got a bigger family, obviously. Maybe there's sort of people on the periphery of the family where you don't necessarily know exactly what to get them.
Maybe. It was very awkward this morning when we unwrapped presents.
Yeah. Before coming to film today for the My Generation podcast, live Christmas special.
Sponsored by Highland Spring.
It's not sponsored at all. See, for me, my family, there's only 4 of us.
Oh, yeah.
So when we have Christmas, it's a lot more intimate and close because it's just us.
That's half the family having like a tangerine dodgeball fight. That's pretty great.
It is. It
That's
tends
good
to
odds.
wake up the parents.
The other half of the family.
The other half of the family.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that's sweet.
Yeah, it's a much more sort of close knit Christmas. But we've got a hamster now.
Okay.
The hamster's gonna love Christmas.
The 5th member of the family.
Yeah, the hamster is going to be getting Christmas presents.
Did he have his own seat at the table?
It's a her, but
Okay. I'm sorry. No, you're right. That was on me.
And
That was on me.
There's no seat at the table, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay.
But,
I was picturing a tiny little hamster high chair and a little tiny plate.
Well, what do you have?
Did she have a hamster ball?
Yes, 2.
Ah, glorious. 2.
Yeah.
Did you put one inside the other?
No, it's 2 of different sizes,
Double
so
fun.
it,
All right.
it depends on how much running she wants to do.
Yeah. It depends if she's feeling like being an all-terrain hamster. Put her in the big ball, she can get over small obstacles.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and she's got lots of little new toys, which we'll be getting more of for Christmas. That's the intent. Do you have any sort of Christmas pets?
No, my mum's dog loves Christmas. He loves unwrapping presents, and it can be a hassle sometimes to get him away from the presents under the tree before Christmas. So this morning, I know that he was over there ripping presents up, having the time of his life. He grabs them, shakes them, paws at them, tries to get the stuff out. It's pretty great. It's his favourite time of year.
I do see a lot of videos of cats jumping into Christmas trees
Nice.
and pulling them down.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, he's a good dog. He wouldn't do that.
No. You say that, but on Christmas Day, which is today, that could be happening right now.
Yeah, I don't think it happened this Christmas. I think we got away with it. But just based on the way that time works, there may be an update on that.
Yeah. And if there's any sort of updates, Dan will be sure to let us know on the Facebook page, which you can follow at the My Generation Podcast. Let us know what you're doing for Christmas. If you've got any Christmas-related stories that you'd like to share, what your plans are, leave them in the comments below. We'd love to share some of those over on the Facebook page where we can keep this conversation going. And
long into the morning.
Yeah, long into the early hours of Boxing Day.
Which is tomorrow.
Yeah, which tends to be more of a rest day for me. Because I feel like Christmas Day is can be a busy one, can't it?
It can be a busy day, yeah. Getting up early, dealing with presents, all that sort of stuff. And then talking to everyone on the phone, wishing them happy Christmas, all that sort of stuff. It can take a very long time. It can be a very busy day, but that's what makes it special. Put your hat back on, Elf.
Yeah.
That's what makes it special.
And do you have a lot of phone calls to make in and around Christmas?
You've got to turn that hat up. You've got to.
Come on, let's do this. Help me.
All right. You got to fold up the bit here.
Yeah.
This is not making it in.
This is making it in, apparently.
Okay. You got to. All right.
My ear doesn't. My right ear ain't doing so well.
That's okay.
Is that better? Are we loud and proud?
Yeah, I've made it worse, but that's okay.
I don't feel
that's
like the
okay.
fringe is looking good.
I think it's inside out. I think that's what's going on, but that's okay.
We'll make it
We're
work.
going to roll with it.
We'll make it work.
We'll fix that in post.
Yeah, you can Photoshop this out, right? Yeah. So when it comes to Christmas celebrations, Dan, has there been a particular year that was like your favourite Christmas?
Man, one Christmas about 10 years ago, I got a Game Boy Advance SP and Pokemon Fire Red for a present. I know I must have been, I don't know, this must have been about 2004, 2005. And that was a pretty great Christmas.
Game Boy Advance, I
Yeah.
remember those.
Yeah.
I think I got that for Christmas about the same sort of time. Yeah, they were big in the early noughties.
And that's it. I mean, Christmas is such a busy occasion, I don't remember much of it, frankly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty great.
I mean, in my family, we get the... one year I got a board game for Christmas, and I think I complained about it because I was like, this is just a waste of a slot of a present. I was very mean at the time. But then I kind of became the default person to give all the board games to, so every year now, just out of parody.
Spite. Yeah. Pure spite.
My family will get me a board game that we have to then play on Christmas Day.
Excellent. What did you get last year?
I think it was... I was really into Would I Lie to You, so we got the Would I Lie to You board game.
Okay.
Do you ever play board games on Christmas Day with your family?
Once or twice, yeah. Once or twice. It's not something we make a big deal of, but it's like when you're there, you've had a few drinks, the kids are there as well. It's just like, let's do something chill and have played board games on Christmas before, yeah.
And watched any movies? Is that something that tends to make its way?
Absolutely, but you're going to ask me what movies, and I have no idea.
Is it Die Hard?
Die Hard is the best Christmas film.
The Christmas movie.
It's the best one.
Sponsored not by Die Hard.
So is Home Alone. Home Alone's an excellent Christmas movie.
My mum's favourite Christmas movie is Uncle Buck, if you've seen that.
That's an excellent film.
Yeah, that's honestly, I think, maybe her favourite film ever.
It's a pretty great film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Elf?
Elf?
You know the film Elf? With Will Ferrell.
Colin Farrell? Will Ferrell. We've got a hand up from the camera operative.
Yeah, as to how do you not know Elf?
Is that the one where he's real big?
Yeah.
And everyone else isn't?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen that. That's okay. That's a nice film. It's like Arthur Christmas, where it's got the main character is a complete moron, but loves Christmas with all his heart.
Speaking of Arthur Christmas, apparently I look like him.
A little bit.
And
yeah, a little bit. The hat's not helping.
No. So comment below if I look like Arthur Christmas, because every December I get the same questions as to whether I am the live-action version. So if they're ever making a live-action version of Arthur Christmas, I'm your man, I guess.
He does love Christmas with all his heart.
I do. That's why we are doing the My Generation podcast Christmas
absolutely.
special on Christmas Day, when we could be doing other Christmas things.
Yes, doing doing Christmas things. That's what we could be doing.
Yeah. So you liked Uncle Buck though, correct?
Uncle Buck was a good film.
Yeah. Have you seen Polar Express?
I've seen the part where they Tokyo drift the train for some reason,
Yeah,
but I don't remember why. I remember that train not being on a track and being like, this has gone off the rails a little bit.
I hate the fact that that's making it in.
That's definitely making it in.
So you took insult from an engineering perspective from a child's animated
yeah, very
Christmas
much so.
movie.
Yeah, they drift a train. I'm like, well, that's not how that works.
No.
So yeah, that was an okay film.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember any other Christmas film. I'm like,
they've all just gone from your head.
Yeah.
I've named 6, and you've not named one.
I like Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
That's pretty glorious.
that is a classic. And
The old Grinch film. That's perfect.
and
What else is a good Christmas film?
if you think of any throughout the episode, we'll
bring it up.
We'll bring it up. And if you've got a favourite Christmas film, please let us know in the comments below, because Dan needs more. He hasn't seen any.
Okay. That's true.
Christmas desserts.
Christmas pudding, best dessert.
Yeah.
Christmas cake, which you should eat with a slice of cheese. Fight me.
Christmas cake with cheese.
Yeah, you eat it with a slice of cheese. Yeah,
Why?
cheddar cheese.
Why?
It's
Argue
I
in
think it's a
favour.
northern thing. I've got two very, very blank looks coming at me, people. But
Yeah.
I think it's a northern thing. It cancels out the marzipan a little bit, and it makes it taste very, very creamy. And it sounds like the weirdest thing, but
It does.
you've got to try it. You do
Okay.
eat cheese, right?
I am aware
Try
of
it.
cheese.
Try it.
I have eaten cheese.
Try it. Today's the day. You
Yeah.
got to try it when Christmas comes.
Later
Which is
today,
today.
during Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas cake with a slice of cheese. I know it sounds bizarre. I know it sounds terrible. You got to try it.
Well, this podcast will be up on 6 p.m. Christmas Day, so
Okay, yep.
you've got a whole
So
evening.
by the time you've seen it, Max will already have tried, because he has from now, which is about 10:26 a.m. on Christmas Day, until 6 p.m. So he has all the time in the world. We can go out and find a
Christmas.
place that's open
Yeah.
and buy some cheese for Max.
Yeah, what do you think about places being open on Christmas Day? Because I went to a carvery
I was
recently.
okay. Yeah, no.
I
That's
know.
not the story I thought you were going to tell. When I was your runner. What was I?
Yeah, runner. I guess runner.
I was assistant runner
Yeah.
to something Max was
You were
working
a
on.
runner.
We ended up at a garage buying fuel, and there were people in there that were talking about having to work. Like the place is open at Christmas, 24 hours.
What, like a petrol station?
Yeah, that petrol station that we were at, they're open 24 hours.
Even Christmas Day?
Especially Christmas Day. They're open 365.
I know. I went to a carvery, and in that carvery, they do like special Christmas meals. They're quite expensive,
Okay,
but obviously they're like high quality meals, and you can come in and have a carvery on Christmas Day, and that's in I think Surrey, which
That's
is
probably their busiest day of the year.
well, no, I went there on a Sunday, and it was really busy, really
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
So I can
It does
imagine
get
it'll
crazy.
be busy on Christmas Day too.
I'm dying over here. I'm not going to make it, man. Why am I ill for every podcast?
I feel like this is just an update on your health, these episodes, Dan. Dan, how are you doing?
Generally okay. I had a cold like 6 weeks ago, and I'm still coughing, but otherwise fine.
That was the last time we recorded for the podcast, so
That was the original cold. I'm still coughing as a result of that.
That was
I should see a doctor.
that was episode 26 of the podcast.
What episode is this?
This is episode 30.
Wow.
Nearly forgot for a second. I think, yeah, it is episode 30. That is correct.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah, well, no, I am correct.
yeah.
This is
Hello.
30.
Yeah.
You said that like you're doubting me.
No, 100%. This is definitely episode 30, which we're recording. No,
Christmas
live on Christmas Day.
Live, loud and proud.
Why don't you record these in order?
I
It
do.
must be such a hassle.
No, I don't.
It
I
must
don't.
be such a hassle.
No, we know the order that things come out.
Yeah, no, okay.
In fact, as this is going to be the last episode of 2019, I thought this would also be a great opportunity to tease some of the stuff that's coming up in the
Are you
new
not
year.
having a New Year's? Are you having a New Year special on the day?
We are having a New Year special coming
In
out.
a week's time?
And the New Year's special will be a best of for the My Generation podcast for 2019. And so we're going to be going over some of the new stuff that's happening on the My Generation podcast.
It's going to be a clip show, guys.
We've got just the first episode of the New Year is going to be a best of the first 15 episodes of the podcast.
Yep.
Talking about what it was like booking guests, sort of some of the background of it, and then some of my favourite moments from those podcasts.
Yeah.
But moving into the new year, we've got some great new sections coming up with some great new guests, including this man. The next episode we're recording will be about, we're going to be talking about travel
Okay.
and some
I
of the
could talk about
journeys
travel.
Dan has been on over the past year. But
I say I can talk about travel because some of these things he's pitched to me, and I've said, oh, so not talking about that. When we were coming up for the last one, and you were coming to me with topics, I'm like, no, God, no, we're not talking about, whatever it was.
we're gonna
Favourite
talk-
Die Hard villains.
we talked about
There's only 4.
Factorio.
We talked about Factorio for a very long time. I'm sorry about that.
Well, we can't
that'll
take it
happen.
back.
That'll happen.
We can't take that back.
No, I was quite sick at the time, and so I spent a fair bit of time off work, sitting indoors. And when you're feeling a bit sorry for yourself because you're all cooped up indoors, you'll just play video games sometimes. I'd played a lot of Factorio.
So we can talk about video games and travel in the next episode with Dan. But we've got filmmakers, actors, we've got musicians coming up in the new year. And I've just also recorded an episode that's going to be coming out in 2020 with Sammy Bacon.
Yes.
That is his real name.
Yeah.
He's coming on the show to talk about some of his favourite albums of 2019.
Okay.
And a new section we're going to be introducing for the My Generation podcast is a 1-minute update, almost in a weekly diary format, where Sammy will be recommending an album or song. That'll be beginning in March, and then for every single week of the My Generation podcast, we'll have a 1-minute catch-up I would have also teased that on my birthday episode of the podcast, which came out 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Which on my birthday, 12th of December, which has already been in the past now.
Yep.
So
Max loved his present.
So as you hear this, I am 21.
Yep.
Why did you choose radio, man? That doesn't seem smart.
I didn't. He made me do it, guys. He made me do it.
It was Now you're our quarterly feature. Look where you're at now.
Started at the bottom. Now I'm lower.
Yeah. It's been I mean, you've seen some of the major progression of the My Generation podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What do you think it's been like seeing it progress over the last sort of 7 months at this point?
Well, I think that, Christmas Day is a good time to reflect upon all of the different podcast episodes that I've definitely watched. And, the 3 that I've done have been quite the evolution.
Yeah.
Now we're here in full colour, HD, I assume.
I assume we're in HD.
No, it's an HD.
We're in
I think
HD.
my camera says 4K on it, so we're in at least HD.
Yeah.
And it's been interesting to see it grow, and bits from the first podcast, like different musical bits and recommendations, things like that. The podcast has grown to feature its own little bits that we do love. So it's been nice to watch it evolve.
And from your perspective, reflection on the year, what's 2019 been like as a year for you?
Dope. Yeah, it's been pretty great. Been travelling a lot. Went to France, went to Madrid. What else happened? Could you unbottle? Could you click your lid any closer to your microphone? You had it there, clickety clackety. Let me just.
This is going back to the first episode of the podcast.
Seamless.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put this down hard because of the bauble situation, but
usually I'd be like, wait, people won't know about the baubles. This is radio. Reflecting on the year, you've been travelling. What else have you been up to?
Really thrown myself into work, so I started a new job at the beginning of this year, and coming up to a full year now. It's that I am being asked to reflect upon that and look upon options for the future, and that's pretty great. Otherwise, it's been moving into my own place, which has been wonderful. Trying to sort that out, going from owning no furniture in the world to owning furniture in the world and having to colour match everything and so on. I had to buy new plates. No, I bought a new saucepan the other day, and I had no idea being an adult would be stressful. It's like when you buy a new saucepan, just the one, and you have to take it home, you have to see if it's going to fit in your pile of saucepans in the cupboard. And that's a surprisingly stressful moment.
Yeah,
that's a panicky moment.
All these new experiences you've had in 2019.
Yeah, sure. Went to Snowdonia again. Was climbing on Mount Snowdon. Absolutely wonderful. Would recommend that to anyone.
What made you choose that
but it's
cardigan?
Just with deep philosophical questions about this Christmas cardigan. I don't know, it's got little Grinchy faces on it and the little Christmas puddings. It's hideous, and I like it because it's hideous.
I feel like that's what you've got to do with Christmas jumpers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, go full ugly.
This one is not great. This is it's beautiful. It's relating to Happy Life Day, which is a Star Wars Christmas holiday.
Okay.
If you saw the Star Wars Christmas episode, which came out in I think 1979 or 1980.
That was terrible.
And it's got its own features. Let's say that. And the Wookiees celebrated the holiday of Life Day, which is Christmas, which is what this represents. My other ugly Christmas jumper is Santa riding a dinosaur, a T-Rex.
Love it.
Which is pretty cool.
I'm into it.
I was deciding between those two for today, but I think I've made a happy choice. But Christmas jumpers are meant to be a little bit out there, aren't they?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
You can get away with it a little bit more in terms of fashion than you can with other things.
Well, I think they just have always been hideous, and in the last however many years, people have started to just accept that they're hideous and just roll with it. It's Christmas. It's like, shut up moaning.
Yeah.
Wear the ugly jumper. This is what we do. This is the ritual. That's what Christmas is. It's like, these are the things we do on Christmas. This is all part of the ritual.
And you enjoy the ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to do it once a year. You have to do something that's, gets the whole family involved, super inclusive, super laid back. Exchanging gifts, also good. But just, doing things as a family.
And in terms of some of the people you see at Christmas, are they some of the family members you don't get to see them other times of the year? I just mean like in your family, people you get to see on the day, Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, my massively extended family, like the cousins,
Yeah.
the direct first cousins that I have that I see very rarely. Yeah, love it. Love catching up with everyone. Love seeing everyone. Yeah, it's good fun.
I think we had a phone call on Christmas last year.
I think we did.
Yeah. And then there's the time that for a Halloween party you showed up wearing a full witch's outfit.
That wasn't the worst part. The worst part is that somebody else also showed up wearing the same witch's outfit.
That was a really great experience. That made the party far
It made her feel very awkward because I wore it better.
And you having to walk through the whole of Canterbury wearing it.
The next day, yeah. I woke up...
And the same day.
Yeah, the following day I woke up in yesterday's makeup and I'm like, oh God, it's finally happened. I always knew this day would come. I woke up in day-old makeup. Yeah, good fun.
Are you going to a New Year's party at all?
Probably.
What party?
No idea.
No,
It's got to have fireworks, though. I'm not having it without fireworks. I've never been to the big one in London. It might be nice to try and do that somewhere. I've got a couple of mates based up in London. It would be nice to try and get somewhere close to that party, if we can, without being in the giant crush of people at the bottom, because screw that.
Yeah.
The Times Square party always looks good, but then apparently you have to show up 4 hours early. And
wow.
Yeah, and it takes 2 hours to clear it.
So it ends up being quite
an ordeal for that 10-second countdown.
Yeah. Because none of these bits will be making it in, unfortunately. And Alex, if Alex has edited together a coherent podcast out of this, then you have to follow her links in the description, because if anyone's able to put together what effectively this mess of a show is, then they deserve major credit.
If this podcast is even vaguely coherent, she's done a wonderful job.
Yeah, and
because we're not coherent.
No. Let's see if we get any more Facebook comments, because
God, I hope not.
I'm praying that we got something.
You know what's really awkward for you is that today is Christmas, but for some reason you can't see some of the comments that have been posted.
Yeah.
Because for some reason
everyone's busy.
The time has not passed yet.
Yeah, because everyone's having Christmas-related fun today.
And we're recording a podcast. How much fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great fun.
Yep. 3rd consecutive hour.
Yeah, well, you like to record podcasts for quite some time, don't you? And then have half of it chopped out.
What happens is that Max shows up with like a sensible list of things to talk about, and I get distracted by shiny objects and forget the question halfway through.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't started playing with the baubles, to be honest.
It was really challenging. Yeah.
But thanks again to Alex for setting up she's death staring you here, because this set has been meticulously crafted over many hours of hard work. And if you
accidentally nudge the bauble pile, it's going to be a bad day for you.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting nods from camera 3.
Yeah.
And,
camera 3?
Yeah, we've got production value here.
Yeah, no, you're right. We've got 12 camera operators.
Yeah.
I can't do what I did last time and say Joel's just round the corner.
No,
like
but
we
although
did the
his
audio
episode...
podcast when he wasn't there. We had a whole conversation with him.
Well, Joel was last week's episode, the one about blacksmithing.
Yeah,
so if you have a big passion about blacksmithing...
Are you sure that's number 25?
That's 29.
Yeah, no, this is 30. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so Joel was episode 29 of the podcast talking about blacksmithing.
Mm-hmm.
That was a genuinely interesting discussion where we learned things. Today is not.
No.
Today is a casual celebration of Christmas.
Today you've learned that you should try to eat Christmas cake with a slice of cheese.
Have you got anything else that people should try for Christmas Day?
Silence. No,
What was that?
Raisin sandwiches.
We've just been...
Okay, camera 3.
We've just been told raisin sandwiches.
I just said raisin sandwiches. Now, you're going to have to explain that.
Yeah, we need raisin sandwiches explained.
Well, raisin sandwiches are amazing. You have raisins. It's like, Christmas cake, but it's not with all the fruit, obviously.
Hold on, I'm going to bring in my mic because
my mic's on the other camera.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, so what are we talking here?
So raisins.
Oh, we need to lose the camera.
Yeah, raisin sandwiches are like awesome. Because you put raisins and butter in a sandwich, and it's like putting raisins and cheese on crackers. Raisin cheese.
What else do you put in the sandwich? Like brown sugar or something?
Why not? Yeah, but everything can go in a. It can. It really can. He's saying no.
I don't think bread is the best medium for raisins. I still think cake of some sort is the best way to get raisins in there.
Yeah, but bread is like made like cake. Right?
Right, so we're going to go back down to just us two because we need to have a sensible podcast. I say sensible, I mean my microphone does have a beard, so yeah, about as sensible as a podcast can get, really. So we're going to say
Cake
no.
is made like bread. I mean,
I'm not a massive fan of raisins in general.
no, well that's because you're finicky. Raisins are pretty great.
I don't know. I'm a fan of most foods, but raisins I'm not. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any sort of Christmas foods that you'll steer clear of, like I do with parsnips?
Parsnips are great. I never used to like Brussels sprouts, but now I'm a little bit older.
Wiser.
I'm the ripe old age of like 24, I think, these days.
He's 26.
I'm 27.
He's 27. I tried to save you there. Dan can now drive for films. So you've got a whole film crew here today. We've got a camera. I mean, I've put together the sound for you.
Yep.
I mean, you literally called my better microphone the backup one.
Hello. Yeah, it's 2 channels too.
It's actually got up to 6.
My goodness.
It's a Zoom H6.
I hope none of this is making it in.
I hope all of this is making it in because I'm a sound person. This is
I hope every single time I say that's not making it in, I hope that makes it in.
Yeah, some of those will make it in.
Some of
Alex,
those.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're going to be going back to Dan in just a moment to continue talking about Christmas and festivities, but I want to tease some of the topics that will be coming up in the new year of the My Generation podcast. After we've got the episode, which will be the best of My Generation podcast.
Yeah.
The next one we'll be doing is with Alara and James, who are the president and social sec for the Drama Society within Canterbury Christchurch University, and looking forward to talking to them about what it's like running a society. We've also got the following week will be the Questions podcast. So it's an interesting episode, that one. Not like any traditional episodes we've had.
Remind me, who's your guest for that one?
It's everyone.
Oh.
No, so the
Big studio.
format for that is that I will ask a question to the first guest, and they'll answer that question in a minute, and then ask the question to the next guest, and it'll roll like that.
Interesting. For how many people?
I'm currently looking for about sort of 25 to 30 people, and
Okay.
currently at the time of recording this, Christmas Day, it is we're
Can't get hold of anyone because they're just doing Christmas stuff.
15 people in, and it's
Nice.
been very fun to put that episode together.
I haven't been asked, which tells you how well this is going.
We'll be asking Camera 2 and Daniel-inward.com post episode. We're going to start to wrap up the Christmas episode of the podcast.
Yep.
Just the last question. What do you think you've learned by talking about Christmas on today's show?
You're really into Christmas jumpers and the whole history of them, and etymology of the word. They're fine. They're great. They're ugly, but it's fine. We only do this once a year. It's like just pipe down, wear the ugly jumper, put a smile on, enjoy Christmas.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to give me the hat then. I was like, oh my god, I've graduated, now I'm the host.
Here's Dan's present for Christmas. Dan, I
Aw.
got you a hat.
Aww. What did you retroactively want for your 21st birthday?
I mean, I was hoping for the Lego Advent Calendar again and again and again and again.
I've already bought that for you like twice, I think. I don't know.
Once. Which was a great Christmas.
And that was a
gift.
group effort. Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on the show for the Christmas special, Dan.
Merry Christmas.
Most merry of times that we are living in. Yeah. And Dan will be back on the podcast for the 39th episode of the My
Probably
Generation
never.
podcast.
At this rate.
We may allow him back on the show considering what's happening.
Please let go of me.
I'm trying to. You're holding me. Thank you for coming on. That concludes
Thank you for having me.
this week's episode of the My Generation podcast. Thank you all very much for listening. I'm sorry that this episode's ended up being about, 10 minutes long, probably, after we cut most of it out.
We've been recording for a very long time. There's very little usable material.
Yeah, it's a shame, really.
It's pretty great.
But thank you very much for coming on the show.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Camera 2.
Merry Christmas to Camera 2. Merry Christmas to Camera 1 and 4, 5 and 6.
Which are over there in the bags. We haven't set them up.
Yeah. Just didn't want to.
No. Simple podcast.
But thank you very much, Dan. You can tune in next week for the My Generation podcast Best of 2019 episode.
It's a clip show. Watch it. It's good.
And
Like, comment, and subscribe.
turn on those post notifications so you never miss a brand new episode of My Generation podcast. They're usually out every Thursday at 6 o'clock, but this one's obviously going to be on a Wednesday because Christmas Day today is Wednesday. But yeah, the next one will be out next Thursday on January 2nd.
Yep.
First episode of 2020.
Yep.
Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year. This podcast is sponsored by Audible.
This podcast is not sponsored. Daniel, have you got any final... Camera 2 is mad.
Camera 2 is about to beat me with a stick.
Have you got any final words for the viewers?
Merry Christmas. Wear the jumper, put a smile on. It's only once a year. Christmas is for family. It's not materialistic.
And on that note, we'll conclude. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to Alex for filming for us.
This is our third take at doing a half-decent ending.
And you can find all her links in the description below if you want videography work. She's great at what she does. Dan is not. And and that concludes this week's episode of My Generation Podcast. You can tune in next week for the next episode. Thank you very much for watching.
Bye.